Welcome back to our Unlocking AI with GMP and Google Cloud series with TRKKN. This is episode 4, the last in our series for the summer. So thank you for rejoining us. Today on the webinar, we're going to be taking you through AI activation channels, giving you some real-world use cases for how we've used generative and applied AI solutions to deliver really advanced kind of marketing activation channels. My name is Al. I'm the Managing Director for TRKKN here in the UK, and you're going to hear from some fantastic colleagues and partners of ours. And we've got Chris, who's part of our media technology team here in the UK, and we've also got Gosha from Google, who's going to be presenting to you. But before we dive in, let's just take a quick recap of the journey so far. And start with a bit of scene setting at the kind of top of where we started this series. We talked about how there are 3 disruptors that we highlight when talking with clients about their digital maturity, a key one of which is clearly AI, but also cloud for marketing and first-party data, 3 big themes you've heard about from us throughout the series. These disruptors quickly pushing that bar higher and higher for marketers, causing the average digital marketing maturity to actually decline by 8% in the last 3 years. And what that hopefully should say to you is that standing still in this space is clearly not an option, and effectively it's the same as going backwards. So we're always advising clients that it's imperative that to remain competitive, brands need to prioritize strategies in this space in these 3 key areas and avoid falling behind peers in their market. But what it should also mean is that organizations that capitalize on those opportunities at the highest level show a distinct competitive advantage, almost 2 times the profitability growth of their lower maturity peers. So finding the right approach, the tools and specialist partners that help unlock those capabilities turns out to be incredibly lucrative and really critical to staying ahead of the curve. And that's why we put together this series and shared this journey with you. Now, over the series, what we've hopefully shown you is that starting with foundations is the right way to kind of lay the groundwork for a really good AI strategy. We talked through a bunch of measurement solutions in episode 1 that make sure you're collecting the best data in a consistent, reliable, secure way that then feeds models that you will build further down the road. We then took you a step further with server-side tagging, showed how that more advanced kind of modern analytics infrastructure is strengthening that durable data, but also opening the door into more advanced marketing activations. And then in our last episode, just a couple of weeks ago, we showed you how Google Cloud connected into that measurement stack introduces some really advanced capabilities, how to build models and other features of Google Cloud that we'll come back to today in terms of like how that then connects into more marketing channels. So today we're going to complete our journey that we've been on. We're going to talk about how we move from embedded to applied to generative AI. And hopefully we're going to leave you with some key takeaways and next steps so that you can get your AI-powered marketing roadmap started at your organization. So just before I hand over, just a final kind of reminder, especially for anyone who's joining us for the first time today, this is the final in a series of 4. If you're subscribed to the series, you should be able to access the recordings and content for episodes 1 to 3. We're going to send all of that in the follow-up after today's session. So make sure you're subscribed, catch up when you can on the earlier stages if you've missed any of those. But thanks so much for joining us on the series so far. I'll be back at the end. But for now, I'm going to hand you over to Chris, our media technology managing partner, who's going to kick off the content for today. Over to you, Chris.
Thank you, Elle. So before we get started on today's topic, let's do a little bit of a level set and make sure we have a common understanding of the term AI. As fair warning, you're going to hear that term a lot over the course of this presentation. But why hear it from me? How about we ask an AI itself? So according to Gemini, artificial intelligence means imagine a computer program that can think and learn. Essentially, it's technology that allows computers to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, such as understanding language, recognizing patterns, and making decisions. I'm sure you can start to see how the key abilities of AI are applicable to so much of what we do in media activation and optimization. It can process data at incredible scale and speed. It can make connections and surface insights across that data. But most importantly, it can make decisions on the findings and take action at inhuman speed and granularity. Sounds great, but what does that mean in more practical terms? Where does AI-powered activation add value to your marketing activity? So the truth is, it's going to happen in multiple different ways, which obviously we'll be exploring through the course of today. And also, these are going to change and evolve as AI itself continues to develop. But I think at this stage, I want to call out a number of key opportunities to keep in mind as we go through. So first of all, it can predict customer behavior, meaning it can forecast future trends in that consumer behavior, allowing you to anticipate changes and adjust your strategies accordingly. It can also create personalized experience. So AI can analyze your customer data and deliver highly targeted ads, whether that means the environment, the message, or in response to certain behavioral signals. So it's going to be able to better resonate with individuals. Can also continuously monitor and optimize your campaign settings. So this might be budget splits, it might be adjusting the goals, or it might be making other on-the-fly adjustments which are going to allow it to deliver maximum results against what you're trying to achieve. And ultimately, but also underpinning this is its ability to create content, which is, I think, probably the most exciting capability of AI going forwards. It can generate ad copy, it can create headlines, it can create visuals, and it can do all of this in very specific circumstances or reactively to what it's understanding from consumer behavior. So fundamentally, AI is enabling and will further enable you to deliver more relevant, effective, and efficient advertising campaigns. And also, as it continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more innovative applications develop. The breadth of capability means that AI can play a role, indeed multiple roles, across different activation channels. Within a channel, it can undertake tasks such as audience segmentation and selection, as well as bid optimization to achieve desired metrics. But it can also support across channels, for example, optimizing your budget split. On screen, you can see a number of examples of how AI can be, or often already is, being applied to each of those channels. Today, we are mainly going to be concerned with the paid media channels, but it would be wrong to call out that these capabilities extend through the funnel and that these value creation opportunities can also deliver performance benefits in areas such as conversion rate conversion rate optimization on your properties, or also cross-sell and upsell applications through direct marketing. However, so far we have been treating AI as homogeneous, as simply there and able to do all of these things. As is so often the case, unfortunately, in reality, it's a little bit more complex than that. There are different levels of sophistication, and those are going to require different skill sets, technology, inputs, time, resources. So this will in turn have implications for what you're going to be able to do with AI based on your organization's current sophistication and also the partners that you're working with. I would say we should see AI basically as a toolkit, and just as a hammer, is going to allow you to complete some tasks, but not those requiring more advanced tools like a power drill. So with AI, you'll need to bring to bear the requisite data, the infrastructure, and also the level of sophistication to achieve the specific goals that you're after. So to give a bit more of a steer on this, we've grouped various different applications of AI into 3 different buckets, which we will run through now. So to begin with, we have embedded AI. This is AI integrated directly into advertising platforms or software. It's focused on general efficiency and real-time performance in those platforms and will carry out tasks such as bid optimization or budget pacing without necessarily requiring more than a target goal from yourselves. It is absolutely working on your behalf, but it is delivering the same capability for any other users of that platform. Next, we have applied AI. So this is where AI is being utilized to solve very specific problems, such as calculating your customer lifetime value. As such, it's going to need more inputs, in particular your own data, to solve that problem. However, the output is specific to you and your own goals. And then finally, perhaps most excitingly, we have generative AI. So this is where AI is utilized to output new content. The potential number of applications here are frankly huge. But within advertising, some key potential use cases are, as we mentioned earlier on, creating adaptive content at speed and scale, and also allowing you to supercharge personalization. But delivering this requires use of multiple new tools and developing the right techniques to get the outputs you want, whilst also, importantly, preventing those that you don't. So hopefully this has been helpful to give you a better understanding of what we mean when we talk about AI-powered activation. I'm now going to pass over to Gosha, who will explain how Google's suite of tools and AI applications can help you put AI-powered activation into action.
Thank you, Chris. Hi, everyone. I'm Gosha. I'm a partner engagement manager within Google's GTech organization. So essentially, we're a team of experts that help advertisers and partners progress through the stages of technical maturity. We deliver technical consulting and custom solutions builds. And my colleagues Duncan and James Sexton joined previous webinars. But before I jump into the ins and outs of Google AI in ads, I want to reassure you all that it's likely you've been taking advantage of Google AI since as far as 2015. And that's the year lots of you were listening to Taylor Swift's 1989 album, I hope, which was released the year before, ages ago, right? So app campaigns, smart bidding, GA4, broad match, PMax, enhanced conversions, and through to the more recent AI-driven creative optimization are all powered by Google's AI. So if you've tried any of the features, and I bet you have, you probably are an AI pioneer yourself. So you're probably thinking, oh, that's just marketing, business as usual. Good to know I'm a pioneer, but what about the fancy text-to-image Gen AI innovation? Well, before we jump into this, we need to again go through that journey that Chris just mentioned before. So there are 3 stages. First stop is embedded AI. So that's solutions available natively in Google's ads platforms. So if you're familiar with the Google Ad Stack, and I know you are, you may have heard of PMax Demand Gen, next predictive audiences, optimized targeting, conversion modeling, data-driven attribution. Can I get thumbs up if you're familiar with that? It's all embedded AI. And you know from previous sessions and the intro today that Google's AI works best if it's powered by your data signals. So it works for your business if it knows what matters for your business. Together, they really deliver outcomes. So which takes us to the second stop on the AI journey, applied AI. That's the AI that's accessible via cloud and powered by your first-party data. And here you can take advantage of the power of AI. And hopefully you can throw away your crystal ball, because this kind of AI is very good at predicting the future. So again, nothing new. Propensity modeling, smart segmentation, demand forecasting, that's your crystal ball, predictive lifetime value modeling, and media mix modeling. So embedded AI and applied AI are definitely a power couple here. Great stuff. Okay, but you're going like, okay, what's next? Is there anything else missing? Of course, Gen AI. So we've seen some of your use cases for Gen AI, but have you used Gen AI in digital advertising? I think that's a tough one. But if you don't know where to start, our customer engineering teams have released a host of fun solutions that will give you a little preview of the capabilities of Gemini in digital marketing. Okay, I realize the code names, Gem Sheets, Visionaire, can be a little bit of a mystery now, but don't worry, I will come back to these exciting solutions later on, and you learn about the power of Gen AI here. Okay, so to sum up, we have the 3 stops on the AI journey: embedded, applied, and Gen AI. So let's now go back and dive deeper into some of the examples of embedded AI I gave earlier today. And of course, you are familiar with all the features. I got some thumbs up. But let's start with the big one that you probably hear Google talk about a lot, is demand gen. But actually now, let me tell you something about my life. I'm currently doing a massive house renovation. The house is a building site, like 100 decisions need to be made. And I do spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos, and I look at houses that transform into beautiful interiors from complete chaos. And meanwhile, my bedroom looks awful with layers of old wallpaper half scraped off. So that's my life, but this is a webinar on marketing. So what's happening with demand gen? Well, as a consumer, as a user, I'm sending a lot of signals, and Google AI is able to identify my purchase intention within the interior design space. Here I am, a brand new consumer sitting firmly in the consideration part of the funnel. And let's say I'm looking at kitchen taps. And let's say your business is selling super innovative taps. That's a perfect match for a demand gen campaign with captivating visual assets. Your ad pops up on YouTube Shorts. I'm sold. I'm buying it. So here we are. Which brings me to value-based bidding. So I'm buying the tap. But you know what? The tap is amazing, does everything, carbonated, chilled, hot, water. I'm sending a link to my friend, Evie. She's going to love that tap. And okay, so Evie is going to buy the tap. She's buying the tap. And I buy the tap, oven, and the kitchen sink. So if you're thinking about traditional CPA, both purchases are treated equally, 1 and 1. But if you pass the basket value and not just the conversion signal, Google AI will start learning about what matters to your business, potentially customers like me who spend more. Let's have a look at embedded AI in action now. And Chris will take you over a case study to bring it home. And I'll stop talking about my renovation nightmare now.
Well, there you go. Sure, sounds terrible. I hope you get through it all okay. So yes, we wanted to bring you a real life example just to help hopefully bring this to life. So in this case, here's some work that we did with XXL Lutz. So the challenge that they had, they wanted to increase catalog downloads from their website. However, they had very limited volume, which meant that they weren't really able to use that to train the Google bidding algorithm. And so instead they were falling back on optimizing towards click to website, which had the volume, but it wasn't aligned to the ultimate goal. So what we did was we helped them to develop a custom buying script, which gave a different value to different outcomes. So clicks were good, yes, but going deeper into the site better, and download best of all. By helping Google's embedded AI to understand what the client valued, it could bias towards more performant traffic. And by getting it to understand that it needed to do more to drive catalog downloads, this in turn meant that it can make these more effective decisions, power that embedded AI learning, and ultimately you can see really, really powerful outcome with the cost per lead nearly halving. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about applied AI. So as I've mentioned before, this is about leveraging your data in combination with AI tools to generate insights not known to anybody else. There are obviously many different applications for this, but when it comes to activation, they're really likely to fall into one of two buckets. The first is generating values which help you optimize towards what really matters to your business. In this scenario, you can use AI to generate the value and then pass it across to Google in order to supercharge your embedded AI with your secret ingredient. So this is about really moving beyond media proxies, such as CPA, and instead taking what matters to the bottom line of your business and making that what you get Google to optimize on. The second is audience segmentation. So it's about using AI to segment your visitor or customer databases into meaningful groups, such as expected likelihood to buy. Then leverage these audiences for direct targeting via Google or as seeds to inform Google's audience modeling. So let's dig into that a little bit further. First of all, we'll give an example of using applied AI to boost real-time bidding. Okay, so you've got your historical purchase data on Google Cloud. You work through the associated signals to understand which imply a different level of total spend over lifetime. And then using Vertex, you build out a model which allows you to add a prediction score to each new customer as to what they will spend with you in total over time. Next, you can use SGTM to query Vertex each time you get a new conversion. Even as the conversion is being sent back to Google's buying platform, the prediction is being integrated. This in turn means that Google knows not just that there's been a purchase, but how much you specifically value that customer versus any others from your site. So now Google's bidding algorithm can work with this information to maximize total value to your business and not just new customer volume. And now we'll dig a bit further into the other use case. So this is creating customer segmentation of your visitors or customers to power more performant targeting. We're going to bring this to life with the work that we did for Hyundai. So they faced the challenge of cost-effectively acquiring new customers, but they also had very fragmented touch points. So customers, yes, would come and research on their brand websites, but they also interacted with third parties, and they interacted with dealership websites, and of course, they also physically went to the dealerships themselves. So the first step was to bring all that information together and create a unified data lake. This created the richest possible data set from which to surface trends and signals. Next, these learnings based on historical data were used to build a predictive model. So by utilizing AI, we could assign new visitors a propensity score, a well-informed estimation of how likely it was they would go on to complete the desired action. And then finally, these scores were used to group visitors into segments. So now, rather than just sharing basic remarketing or seed lists to Google buying platforms, it was possible to separate out those who we anticipated would be more or less worthwhile to focus on. And the outcome of the exercises was incredibly powerful. Being able to focus budget towards those more likely to respond meant that Hyundai were able to reduce their cost per lead by nearly a third, which I'm sure you agree is an amazing outcome for any business. Applied AI is incredibly powerful, but it does, as we've seen from the examples that we've been going through, require other tools to realize the power of its outputs. The exciting next phase in AI is Gen AI. I'm sure that's what you're all here for today, really. So this can directly create outputs to support that activation. So I'm now going to be handing back to Gosha, talk us through some of the solutions in this space from Google.
Thanks, Chris. Yes, finally, this is the moment. So yeah, I'll dive deeper into the solutions, the Gen AI solutions in a second, with a couple of caveats now. So these solutions are a result of Google customer engineers' ingenuity and willingness to be a little bit scrappy. The solutions are available on GitHub, and you will see the links there, or you can just search by the code name and GitHub, and you'll find them. Most require Google Cloud Platform setup, and they are not an official Google product, just to make it, but really fun, and they take advantage of Gemini. So they're really good to start exploring to see what the capabilities of Gen AI are in the marketing space. So it's fun to use Gemini on the web, and I don't know about you, but myself, when I'm at work, I actually spend most of my time in Google Sheets, and I do stuff in bulk. So this is where GemSheet comes in. This solution allows you to quickly experiment with different AI cases like text and image generation directly in Google Sheets. And the results are written back in the same sheets, so they can be easily integrated in whatever marketing workflows you have in place. That's immediate efficiency gains. So we're banishing copy and paste from web here, a really fun one that you can start with. And of course, another one, which is quite interesting and probably self-explanatory out of all the code names we've got here, is AI video dubbing. So as a marketer, you're probably wondering how to reach international customers. Translation and dubbing services can be costly, and you're not sure about the ROI here. And is your hunch about that new market's potential real or imagined? So this is where a video dubbing solution comes in. You can use the power of AI to automatically pre-process, translate, and dub video ads in up to 40 languages. It saves you money and time, and also unlocks new markets and revenue opportunities. And of course, run a quick quality check. You can ask your bilingual colleague if the dubbing sounds natural, and chances are they will be impressed with the quality. I did listen to the English version, and I must say it does have that lovely marketing flow and is very, very engaging. So give it a try. Another potential pain point for advertisers is generation of high quality video assets in different durations, video ad formats. And again, Google AI can help you unlock, apologies, I've got a pop-up to update my machine. Can't see. Thank you. And Visionaire allows you to create shorter and more compelling video ads that still capture the meaning and storyline of the original ad. I can reassure you that videos don't cut mid-scene, and you can even steer the model towards generating the desired videos. Again, feel free to review the GitHub page and stay open-minded, and you will be blown away by the quality of the videos you can see. For this one, on the GitHub page, you can actually see an example of how advertisers' videos were transformed using Visionaire. Finally, we all know how important user experience on the website is. We don't want the potential customer to click away without converting. That's where Description Genius comes in. The tool generates captivating product descriptions based on product features and any additional sources of information you may have. For example, care instructions if you sell clothes. Of course, styling and HTML formatting need to apply for website usage, but your starting point is no longer a list of product attributes, which you can see on the left here, but an AI-generated description that you can review as a human to make sure there's no hallucination in there. Okay, that's the main Gen AI solutions I wanted to go through. I hope you enjoyed the short walkthrough through them. They are fun to test, and I really encourage you to explore what's out there on GitHub. And over to you, Chris, for the final section.
Thank you, Gosha. So obviously there's already lots of exciting new tools to trial out there, and many more, of course, on the way. So if interested with support in doing that, then please do talk to Trackle. Okay, so what I want to close out with is we've seen what you can do with the power of AI, and hopefully you're excited by that potential and its ability to achieve better efficiency, scale in your marketing, and secure a competitive advantage. But obviously the important question is, how do you get started and how do you do all of that successfully? So we think there are three key things that, if nothing else, you should take away from today. First, going back full circle to our very first session, it remains a truism that to get good outputs, you need to have good inputs. Scale and quality of data, especially data unique to your organization, are the electricity powering that AI toolkit I mentioned. Without enough juice, you're just not going to get very far. Second, work with your organization to enable first-party data, with appropriate consent, of course, for use in partner platforms. Organizations such as Google already have built much of the AI infrastructure for you, but to move beyond the basics and start to leverage their applied capabilities, you need to partner your data with their technology. And third, get comfortable with the power of cloud to enable enhanced AI capability. Whether this is hubbing your marketing data to find new insights, using tools such as Vertex AI to generate complex predictions, or developing a multi-cloud strategy to make sure you've got the best solutions for your specific goals, getting your cloud set up right and understanding what it can do for you will be a requisite to maximize AI sophistication. At the same time, it would be wrong of us to say that everything with AI is clear and known. Not only can many different factors have an impact on outcomes, but the technology itself continues to evolve. So we also recommend developing a test and learn culture inside your organization when it comes to AI development. It is correct, of course, to have a goal and a roadmap, but also be prepared to adapt based on outcomes. Foster a culture of experimentation to contrast different approaches and determine which is most effective for you. Review current setup and how that might need to adjust to realize benefit from AI. Consider how to be ready to evolve your approach if not seeing the desired outcome. Gosha just mentioned hallucinations there, and of course you're going to need to ensure that the prompts you're putting into the AI are outputting content and the direction of investment which is compatible with your brand guidelines and with your brand policies. So AI is an amazing tool, but it is a tool, and it's going to be really important that you learn and develop how to best take advantage of it through that culture of experimentation. So in closing, I think we have thrown a lot at you today. May seem a little bit overwhelming, but we're here to help and it is doable. So I'd like to just close out by saying AI is here to stay, and it is driving an evolution in media activation. Workshops such as TRKKN's AI Use Case Workshop can help your business to explore and understand all of these changes and how best to react to them and how to develop that culture of test and learn that I just mentioned. 2, embedded AI with partners such as Google is a great starting point for trialing AI-powered activation, but higher sophistication will generate AI-powered solutions more bespoke to your business and in turn greater competitive advantage. And I definitely encourage you to go to trkkn.com/YAI to dig further into that. 3, AI is not a homogeneous solution, but rather an evolving toolkit. Taking full and ongoing advantage will necessitate putting in place the correct and adaptable technology, practices, and partnerships. A tracker maturity assessment can support your organization to assess your current digital capabilities and readiness for AI adoption. So I just want to finish up by saying thank you very much for your time today. And with that, I will hand back to Elle to wrap us up.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Chris and Gosha. That was super interesting. I hope I'm not the only one who's got Taylor Swift songs stuck in their head now as well. So thanks for that, Gosha. That's gonna be with me all day. Not a bad thing by any measure. We will go to questions in a moment in case anyone has any questions. Please feel free to just raise a hand or drop something in the chat, and I'll come to those in a second. Before we wrap up, I did just want to say that if you have enjoyed the series from us, which we hope you have, we hope it's been really insightful and useful. You know, we've tried to really bring the journey to life with lots of great client examples of proven experience that we've got in this space to just really visualize what that AI journey could look like. If you've enjoyed that and you would like to see even more, there is a fantastic analytics summit coming up in Hamburg where TRKKN and Google, along with many of our client partners, will sort of be there in Hamburg. If you'd like to join us in person, we'll send you information about that after the session. Streaming passes are also available for that. So if you aren't able to join us there in person, you can register for that summit and join from the comfort of your home. But before we close this out, I'll just pause for 10 seconds. I've not seen any hands or comments drop in, but did anyone have any questions on the content today before we close it out? No, I've not seen any further comments go in. So we'll wrap up there. We've got feedback survey as always. Please do share your feedback. This is the last in this session, so we're busy now thinking about what kind of content we'll want to prepare for next time. So we will be back with more, but please fill in that 60-second survey. It's really useful for us to understand kind of what you guys got out of this, what you found really useful. And thanks to Sarah's note taker for giving us a summary of the key takeaways from the meeting. Great application of AI to round out the series. All right, thanks so much, everybody. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you soon. Take care.